trying to log out of Facebook as our blooper.
Yeah.
Fun fact, Soya does not know how to work technology. Oh, somebody's joining.
I can't see who it is. I can't see who it is.
I don't know who that is.
Hi.
Hi.
We're gonna wait for more people to join. Okay, that Mia's on. Is that say Mia?
Mimi.
It is.
I can't see you.
Yeah.
Who is that Two people.
We're gonna wait for more people to join on. So, for those of you on that do not know what we are doing, we are BondCon reps on the leadership team, and our big project for this semester has been a podcast. And this is our last episode, and we decided to go live on Instagram so that you all could join in, or like type if you all want to type something, like just let us know you're here.
It'll also be posted on our Facebook or on our YouTube as well. We are recording it too, so we'll always be able to go back and watch it as well.
I can't tell.
We're all blonde. It's fine.
Can't tell.
Check it. Oh. I don't know.
I love that.
Yay.
Okay. 4.
So we decided that our final module, we're just going to kind of do like a brief overview and a wrap up of what we've all talked about this through this experience and this journey, and hopefully, if this is a big thing, we're hoping to keep the podcast going in the future as well. So we have lots of plans.
I guess we should wait for a few more people to join on. We don't know how this whole live situation is gonna go.
We are definitely experimenting.
Yeah, this is definitely an experiment. I'm like, come on, people, get on, get on. I got the notification that Lucy Bonner's live. Yeah.
That's good. Let's see. So check how many people are on.
Yeah.
Oh.
There's like you can't really see it.
3,
3.
I think. Pretty sure.
And if more people end up not coming on, I guess we can just go ahead with like the regular
Yeah.
thing.
Mm-hmm. Okay, we're gonna wait a few more minutes before we start.
Somebody says,
Does anybody have a question?
Looks like it's just Mia and
it's just me. Oh, okay. So
Okay.
everybody else.
Yeah, everybody else left.
Okay.
Thanks for inventory,
So,
Caleb.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you. He's not even in Bonner. Doesn't even go to Lindsay.
Wait, who's Caleb?
You got hey guys and Caleb.
Hey Mimi, we love you. Is that Mimi that said that?
Yeah.
Hey Mimi,
it was.
we love you.
Okay, so for those of you that are just joining on and you're like, why is LWC Bonner live right now and why is it us 3? We are BondCon reps on the leadership team, and we have been doing a Bonner podcast all semester long, and it's our last episode, so we decided to go live. We're experimenting, seeing how it works. So far, like 3 people are on.
Then maybe we'll have more.
Yeah.
Do we need to do like our little intro or anything?
And Mia, I feel like you will probably stay on the whole time. And if you do, if you just want to type and like talk with us, so it's not just like us talking to ourselves, that would be very appreciated.
Yeah, if you want to say anything too about your wellness journey, that's kind of a little bit of what we're going to be talking about.
Yeah, and we're gonna kind of read this as well. I could pull it up on my phone. That way we can have a better view of like who's typing and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So
Might have to try off the sound just so it doesn't echo, but
Yeah, smart.
that mic is a good idea though if who's on. That's weird to watch.
Oh, it's like
It's-
lagged. It's lagged. It's lagged.
Well, we have 3 people watching now that
Okay.
Including you.
including me.
Okay, well, I guess we should probably go ahead and get started because it is 8 o'clock. So, for this final live episode, obviously the podcast is called BondCon Talks Wellness. So, for this last episode or live video, we're going to be talking about wellness. And for those of you that are joining, please, at any time, if you want to like type something or if you want to join the live video, we're willing to do that as well. Okay. So, should we introduce ourselves?
I guess
do
we
you?
can, just
Okay.
in case.
We do.
Okay.
Okay, so my name is Chelsea Garman. Fun fact about me, I accidentally wore the same outfit that I wore last time, so it's a little repeat.
My name is Caroline Hardwick, and a fun fact about me is that every time I show up to film a podcast episode, Charles E. and Celia look really cute, and I'm always wearing a sweatshirt.
That's cute sweatshirts.
Absolutely.
So,
My name is Soya, and fun fact about me is that I think Charlesy and Caroline both always look cute. So I don't
Thank you.
know what they're-
Thank you.
what they're talking about.
all right. So, wellness, everyone.
We're like we said, we're kind of just going over. We're gonna kind of just wrap up and reiterate everything that we talked about in the first few podcasts. And if you guys have any comments, questions, please feel free to type. Sorry, I can't talk. And we'll read them out. If you guys would like to share your wellness journey with us, we would also love that as well. So, you guys want to read?
Sure.
Do you want to start with the definition, Charlesy?
Yeah. So I think we may have talked about this in the very first episode, but just like as a reminder, wellness is defined as the act of practicing healthy habits on a daily basis to attain better physical and mental health outcomes, so that instead of just surviving, you're thriving. To understand the significance of wellness, it's important to understand how it's linked to health.
So I feel like before we dive into the topic of wellness a little bit further, I think it would be interesting. In our first episode, we talked about what we do for wellness, and I want to see if that's maybe changed since our first episode. So I'll go first since it was my idea. I won't put you on the spot. I think that I said I love to color. I haven't done that in a while, so that's changed. I love to take naps. That's stayed the same. Hang out with family and friends. That stayed the same. But definitely this semester has been the toughest and hardest semester for me. I have been so insanely busy. So I feel like this podcast has been a great, even though this podcast is work, it's still a break. And this is sort of wellness for me, is doing this podcast. So, yeah.
I think for me, I still love to read. I still love to cook. Now that it's warmer weather out, I love to hike, and so that's also wellness for me. But I will say that there's been a few things that I've kind of picked up. I've started taking better care of my skin. That was a big issue for me. That's why I had terrible acne. So that's fixed now. But I think this podcast has also been a learning experience, not just like a break, but a learning experience as well, because I've learned so many things about wellness that I never knew. And so that's also helped me change my wellness and how I practice.
I think for me that for wellness was something that I valued, but it wasn't really something I took time to actually pay attention to for myself. I was like, oh, everybody should do wellness, but I don't really have time to do it myself.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like since starting this podcast, it's made me a lot more aware of just how I'm feeling, especially like during the semester. Like, same with Caroline. Like, this has been a really busy semester. Everything has just been really stressful and like on the go always. But doing this podcast has been a good reminder, like just to slow down and to actually like do things that take care of yourself. So I feel like I've been a lot more mindful about that and able to like give myself more rest and grace with everything. So I think that's been a really good outcome of it that I didn't really expect.
I think that with wellness, I think that what you do to better improve yourself or your mental health, emotional, physical health, that changes throughout periods and times of your life. Like at the beginning of this semester in this podcast, like I feel like I have changed and I have grown sitting here now. So I feel like everyone, and for everyone that has participated in the journal prompts or the module challenges, maybe you all feel the same way. Amy Thompson Wells is on here. Hi, Amy. Hi. Okay. I'm gonna go ahead. I feel like I'm repeating myself, but we are BlondCon reps on the leadership team, and our main idea this semester was to create a BlondCon podcast. So, Amy, I'm so glad that you're getting to watch the last episode.
So now we can go ahead and just dive into like why is wellness important. Like we said, we kind of already hit on that, but we'll just go a little bit deeper. Wellness is important because it shapes nearly every aspect of our lives. Each dimension of wellness contributes to our overall wellness, and strengths in one dimension helps offset weaknesses in other. However, every aspect of wellness is equally important and must be prioritized to holistically improve your life. We kind of talked about this in the first episode as well. Like, you could have a really, really good physical wellness, but if your social or mental wellness is lacking, you're not compensating, and there's not a balance there. So you're really not feeling as well as good as you should. You may think like, my body's in great shape, I feel great, but that's not really the case. If you're not having that social interaction with people, if you're not taking care of yourself mentally, then there's no balance, and you're really not doing anything for yourself other than keeping your body in the shape that you think it should be in. So it's very important that all three are balanced out. Otherwise, you're still harming yourself.
That's a really good point, and I feel like, and you all kind of touched on this a little bit like a few minutes ago, but that there's so many parts of wellness that we did not know about before starting this podcast, and we talked about so many different topics. Like last time, we talked about abilities and disabilities, and we've talked about like coping mechanisms, interpersonal health, which is something I didn't really like know much about. So there's just
setting boundaries.
yes,
is another
yeah,
one.
that was a really big one. So just like there's so many facets of it that we really don't pay attention to, that we may just think, like she was saying, like physical health, like exercising, or like how you eat, but it's so much more than that. And if you lack in those other areas, like she said, you're not going to feel balanced. You're going to feel probably worse than if you did nothing. So
I'm gonna bounce off what Charlesy said. Obviously, you hear that self-care and wellness is a must, but I think a big part of it is people don't realize how much it affects every aspect of your life. I think I wrote it in the notes, but your mental, physical, emotional health, your relationships with your family, friends, and also your work relationships. And we talked about interpersonal health, and like Charlesy said, I didn't know much about that, but it's crazy how much wellness and self-care can affect your relationships and just, like I said, every aspect of your life. So that is why it is so important to take care of yourself in healthy ways, because it's just going to further improve every aspect of your life.
Well, we kind of put on here too, there's something here that says, from a source, ultimate wellness is about your quality of life. And when you focus on all dimensions or aspects of wellness, you're working towards your best possible self or your best possible life. And to practice wellness is to not just survive, but to thrive. So.
I love that. Not to survive, but thrive.
Absolutely. We've kind of listed some of the many benefits of wellness. It improves your overall health. It increases your energy. It improves your mood. It increases your strength and flexibility. Better sleep. improved cognitive function, improved physical health, enhanced mental health, better relationships, increased productivity, and improves overall quality of life. I can definitely say, like, the better sleep, the energy, and the mood. Well, stress plays a big role on your wellness, and we're college students. We know what it feels like to struggle, and you know, even those who have already graduated from college, they were in our shoes at one point. I feel like sometimes I never get enough sleep. I feel like I'm always on the go, and then I feel like when I get home in the evenings, I have to study constantly. And it's a proven fact that if you study after 10 o'clock, your brain does not remember anything that you tried to learn. And so I have a terrible time at continuously studying until 1 or 2 in the morning because I have an exam the next day. But I'm not doing anything to myself other than, you know, I'm going to be in a bad mood in the morning. I'm in a bad mood in the mornings anyway. So my energy is going to be zero. Like, I'm not going to have any energy to do anything. And cognitive function, I'm not going to be able to think straight because I did not get enough sleep. And also, so that's why better sleeping more and like upkeeping your wellness, they all play a factor into each other. So if you're not doing one of these things, it's offsetting everything else.
Also, I think a big thing with like self-care and on the topic of wellness is people think, and we had an all-water meeting and we kind of talked about this, but like most people think like getting your hair done, going to get your nails done, and while that is a form of self-care that personally I love and I enjoy, there's also other simple things like taking a shower, brushing your teeth, like having good hygiene. That automatically makes you feel better, and that's just going to improve mental health, emotional health, physical health, just small steps like that. And when we are talking about the topic of self-care and wellness, and we're not saying you have to make huge big strides to improve your life, it can be small things like hygiene or, you know, just little stuff like that. I think that people think it has to be big huge steps when it doesn't have to be.
I really like that you said that because I feel like you're saying, like a lot of times self-care is packaged in a way or it's like almost marketable, like you have to buy something or you have to like sign up for some class or like go to some place, and that can be really inaccessible for a lot of people. Like you said, just like those things that like you need to do for yourself are somehow like the best thing that you can do for yourself. Like you said, like taking a shower, eating, making sure you actually go to bed on time. Like those are things that like about anybody can do, and it's not something that you have to necessarily do something extra for that. And wellness too, a big part of it is just like paying attention to what you really need in that moment. Like it's not gonna be the same every day. It's gonna change day to day, and it doesn't have to be complicated. It's just really about doing what is best for you in the moment and with what you have. Now, I believe somebody has said something in the chat.
Yes.
So, for those of you who don't know, my fiance is currently watching.
Oh.
I texted him, I said, I'm going live, come watch. But he typed in the chat and said, in 2020, I struggled with mental health. It felt like I was failing everyone, and it was hard until I met someone who gives my life meaning and makes me feel loved and cared for.
That's so sweet.
That is so sweet.
So,
I'm like,
and for those of you who don't know, he also helped me out of a very hard time. 2021 was a very stressful year for me. I had many things that happened in my life all at the same time, and it really took a toll on my body. I got very, very sick. I lost a lot of weight. I actually dropped down to about 80 pounds. And so when he came into my life, he saw me at my absolute worst, and he was there to build me up and pick me up. And he pushes me to do my best every day, even when I feel like I can't go anymore. And so he just as much as I helped him, he helped me just as much. So yeah.
well.
And thank you for sharing that.
Yeah,
like, that
thank
takes a lot of bravery to share something like that.
Especially like on the internet.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, so we can go ahead and do you guys want to move to the next topic?
Sure.
Okay. All right. Now, I know that some people on are not in Bonner, but that's totally okay because this still can apply to you. But our next topic is how wellness makes you a better Bonner. Let's see. How do we want to go about this? Sorry, guys. This is live, so like we can't like edit out.
Do you guys want to just talk about how it's impacted us?
Oh, sure. Yeah.
You want me to go first? That's my idea. So, coming into college, I was very much an introvert, and for those of my friends will attest to this, I was, our orientation, I went and sat in the back. And fun fact, I learned later on, everybody was scared of me. We all sat down in St. Augustine and talked about this on one of our trips. But we definitely, I was definitely an introvert, and I was so afraid of branching out. And with Bonner, it actually reduced my stress level because I had people approaching me, and I'm one of those people that I'll talk to you if you approach me, but I'm definitely not one to go out of my way to like go and talk to somebody because I just get really bad social anxiety. And Bonner has given me a family that I can go to, and I don't have to be in my shell anymore, and I can branch out. And you know that's how Bonner's helped my wellness, because without Bonner, I would never leave my apartment unless I was going to go to class. I wouldn't really talk to anybody unless it was my roommate. And so Bonner has just given me those people that I can rely on and I can talk to, and who's going to support me no matter what. And I think that's what a college student needs, are those people who care about you and want to be around you and want to support you. And so I have that through Bonner.
I like 100% agree with what Celia said. I have always been kind of a shy, like reserved person. I'm definitely one of those people where like you have to just speak to me first before I speak to you, and I'm trying to like work through that, and like I feel like I am making improvements. Definitely college and being in Bonner has kind of forced me to break out of my shell, but in the best way possible. But when I came to college last year as a freshman, I definitely was not in the best place mentally and physically, but by being in Bonner, I have learned so many life lessons. I have become so open-minded and learned so many things, and I have met some of the best people ever. Like, I'm so thankful that I applied to Bonner, because if I had not, like Celia said, I would not have many friends. Bonner has given me the opportunity to put myself out there and make connections, and you know, go to different places and serve, you know, across America. But also Bonner has given me the opportunity to serve at the local school system here in Adair County, and I, without a doubt, I now know from serving at the schools that I want to be a therapist for children. And if I was not in Bonner, I might still be wondering what my career could be, but I know now after working with kids that that is where my heart is. So it's definitely given me a lot.
That you'll share that. I think for me too, kind of similar, like coming to college, I think if you know me, that like the first few years of my college experience were like some of the hardest times that I've been through, just not in a good place physically, mentally, emotionally. Didn't help like that it was during COVID and that I was away from my family, and just been through probably some of the hardest moments in my life, like during this time I've been here. But I think during this past year, like seeing how much I've focused on wellness, I've seen like how much I've grown in Bonner, and like as a servant, as a leader. Like I feel like whenever you focus on wellness, it makes you better at what you do, and like your roles and responsibilities, you're going to be so much stronger if you're taking the time to take care of yourself first before you try to take care of other people. And like you all said, I feel like Bonner has given me a lot of opportunities to step outside of my comfort zone, to help people in different ways, to learn how to focus on myself, how to focus on my own wellness. And I think like even if you're not a Bonner and you're watching this, like really with anything you do, first focusing on yourself and wellness, your personal wellness, it's going to make you better at whatever you do, and going to actually allow you to pour out to others, because you're putting the work into yourself.
Like a big thing within the honor program is they say that if you are not your best self, then when you go to serve your community, you will not serve them in the proper way. And that's really like stuck with me. And also going to the schools, I have to be in the best mood. I have to be positive because these kids need someone to look up to. So I always need to take care of myself so that I can take care of others. And I think that's also, me and Charlesley are both human services and counseling majors, and that is a big thing that they teach us in our classes, is that you have to work on yourself before starting your career as a therapist.
And like going off with what you guys said, I'm kind of similar to Caroline. I'm going to be a nursing major, and the Bonner program has given me the ability to go and volunteer at CCK, which is Center for Courageous Kids. And it has been such a learning experience for me because I want to do pediatrics. And so going to this camp and getting to see children who struggle with disabilities and illnesses, and I get to I get to watch how they function, and I get to learn these things, and I also get to just be around those families and talk to them about their journeys. And I think, and without Bonner, I wouldn't have that. And then going off what Charlesley said, earlier in the semester in one of the podcasts, you talked about like if you're not refilling your cup and you just keep pouring it out, then you're not going to have anything left. And so that has really stuck with me. Like that pretty much means you have to upkeep your wellness in order to continue to give others. And fun fact, when I interviewed for being an RA, I actually used that quote. And I said, Charlesley Garman taught me this.
Charlesley, leave it up to Charlesley to say the most beautiful things.
Absolutely.
Every time that we sit down and do a podcast, I'm like, Charlesley's so like articulate, so well spoken. And I'm over here like.
Well, we're a little bit of a country girl.
I mean, it still gets the message across. So.
She's just so well spoken. Also, I would like to make a comment. Caleb.
Is she on?
Caleb.
Oh, it's Kayla.
No,
Sorry.
Caleb, my fiance, says these podcasts have helped me become the best honor student. And then Alex was talking about how much Celia changes life. So if that doesn't show you the dynamic of our relationship.
Trust me, don't worry. We'll get off. I'll get on the phone with them later. Just pick on me. That's not what that is. So I think we can go ahead and you guys have one.
So that's pretty much all that we have for tonight. If any of you that are watching, if you would like to maybe type and talk about how you practice self-care and practice wellness in your life, feel free to. And if you do not want to, that's totally fine.
Or if you're a Bonner and you want to talk about how Bonner has impacted your wellness, go ahead.
Yeah.
And if you want to join live, we will accept your request.
Yes.
Because we've just been staring at ourselves and screaming.
Yeah, we would love to hear from somebody if you have anything. And if you don't, that's okay, but...
Wait a few minutes.
Oh, and in the meantime, if anybody listening has done any of the module challenges and you would like to share it with us, please do, because we would love to see that.
And
I keep trying to type, it only lets you type 3 sentences.
That's crazy.
that's crazy.
That is crazy.
Maybe it's like to avoid like super long messages, like whenever famous people do it or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
Just tap or just send it.
Yeah,
just send a bunch.
We'll read it as you go.
Yeah. Who shared that?
Me.
Yeah.
Saying my heartfelt message was too long, so I have to say it really. I can't.
It's like taking a few minutes.
I can't.
She said for real.
How many people do we still have on right now?
5.
Well, 4, because I'm
makes me so happy.
Yeah.
Thank you for watching this live. It is awesome to hear from alumni.
Yes.
I appreciate that so much.
Yes, so much.
And I hope these last few weeks of school go good for you.
And then you have an amazing summer.
Yes. That's awesome. That makes my heart so happy. So happy.
I love that.
I wonder how light, like, behind it is.
I keep seeing myself move.
Yeah. Oh, got another message.
For my self-care, I just try to stay active and run a few times a week. I can attest to that. He does do that. And I think it was in our physical health module, we talked a lot about like how running or hiking or just like going for a jog can help with wellness. Even though that's not my type of self-care.
Absolutely. I used to run, not no more. No more sports for me.
I know some people who absolutely love it. It's like their therapy, but like maybe I can do a little bit, but not that much.
The few times that I went to the gym last year in the morning, I would be going there at like 7 o'clock, and I would see Charlesy coming back at 7 o'clock, and I'm like, how do you wake up that early?
Strength training, not as much cardio, but
Okay.
I like the
It
weight
is
section.
I like yoga.
Yoga is a really good one.
You know how
actually.
people say that like there's like a runner's high? I've never experienced that.
No, I'm always just like dying for breath.
I
From
want,
the ground.
yes, I want to experience a runner's
Yeah.
high, but
Absolutely.
it's yet to happen. I just need to kind of force myself.
Some good gentle yoga, I can definitely do that. Does Mia's message ever come through?
Mm-mm.
Is Amy still there?
No.
Oh.
That's okay.
She stayed.
Yeah.
Mhm.
She stayed for a little bit.
She hopped on, that's all that matters.
Yeah.
If you guys don't have anything else, we will call it quits. If you guys do have something, go ahead and comment.
Also, for Bonners currently, I know that with these podcasts, we have been uploading the module challenges and the journal prompts. We have recorded this entire live, so this will be uploaded to the Bonner YouTube channel, and those module challenges and journal prompts will be too.
And this is definitely not as long of a module, but it's really just because it's a wrap up and we just wanted to kind of share like our experiences with you all. But there's a little bit there for you to reflect on from just the overall journey.
Also, before we end this live video, Charlesy is graduating, and this is her last podcast episode with us. So if everyone could please type in the group or something like say bye Charlesy or we'll miss you or whatever, because she has been a massive help to me, especially joining the Bonner leadership team mid-year. Like, she has helped me so much, and I appreciate her. And like I said, she's so beautifully spoken. I'm so jealous.
Oh yeah, and like when I first started, I had no idea what I was doing at all. And Charlesy was there to like walk me through every step, and so she's just been like our mentor.
Mhm.
I'm so glad you
Mimi.
you all.
She said, I love yoga, listening to music, hiking, and taking naps. And then she said, even though Soya told me that was self-soothing, that's true. There's a difference between self-care and self-soothing, and I just noticed that Stacia Hagen just joined.
Stacia Hagen is on this live video.
Also, Alex said congrats on graduating.
Oh, thank you.
Mimi said, we love you, Charlesy.
Oh, I
That's
love
so
you.
sweet.
Stacia, we miss you so much.
Yes, please come back and visit us.
Yes. But yes, I did a Nuggets of Knowledge. No, I did a workshop. No, I did Nuggets of Knowledge. I did a Nuggets of Knowledge last semester about the difference between self-care and self-soothing. So we definitely talked about that. She said, I love you girls and miss you girls.
Oh, that's gonna make me so sad.
So does anybody else have anything that they would like to share about their wellness or how they practice it?
for those of you that just hopped on, I mean, we're welcome to stay and we can talk to you. And if those that have been on for a while, if you all want to go, you can. We're just kind of a free for all.
Yeah.
I'm Stacia. So much.
I have so many good memories with Stacia.
Especially the
The
one.
St. Augustine
The
trip.
St. Augustine trip.
She knows what I'm talking about.
Her like falling on the back of the bus. Because we slammed on the brakes.
Mhm.
That was so great. Such a good time. No, I think my favorite. I was like, we were sitting there watching Fresh. The only two people who could hear the movie were Brie and Caroline, but we were all asleep and reading the subtitles the whole time.
Like literally the back half of the bus, like I literally had this MacBook and I was like literally like doing this, like, can everyone see the movie? And but like only two of us were listening to it.
Yep. Fun times.
This live video is so laggy.
I guess that's it. Thank you guys so much for joining, and just remember,
A happy person has a healthy mind.
Bye, guys.
That's like gonna make me emo. I'm so sad this is our last one.
No.
Also, Mia, if you're still on, log this time because
Yes.
it counts.
It does count.
Okay. See you all. Bye. Thank you so much.
Bye.
Bye, Caleb. Bye, Alex. Bye, Mia. Bye, Stacia. Whoever else